Nectar in Everdale. Why is it so important? Why can you get so much reputation by using it to boost at the right times? We are going to look at this in today's video, so strap in, let's check out the intro and jump into the video. Hey guys, Alex here, otherwise known as Clash with Style. In today's video, we are going to be jumping in to check out this thing right here, which is Nectar. Of course, we have Nectar. Now, if I hop out here, you'll see right now I have 626 Nectar. Now, if I hadn't used quite a lot of Nectar very recently, I'd probably be up maybe over 800, 900 Nectar. Is it worth saving up that much? Absolutely not. You should be using your Nectar a lot more than I am, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about why I didn't use my Nectar and why I absolutely should have. But the main thing you guys need to know about Nectar is it is a beautiful, beautiful resource that Everdale has given us to boost our progress so quickly. So basically, how you use Nectar, if you haven't used it before, and I'll just demonstrate it right here, you're going to click on the little Nectar button so you can see where it says 626, you're going to click on that. It's then going to say 1 minute. Now, you do not need to start your boost straight away. That 1 minute and that one bit of Nectar is going to sit there. But as soon as I click that boost button, you can see with the little boot and the kind of wings on it, as soon as I click that, we are going to be going at 3 times speed. Production, research, everything my villagers are doing is going to be done at 3 times speed. So if I hit that boost button, you will see they've now got bubbles coming off them, sparkles coming off them, that kind of purpley pink glow coming off them. It looks awesome, and that's how you know that they are boosted up. So that's how Nectar looks in Everdale. It's going to boost everything by 3 times, so it really is absolutely fantastic. So when should you be using Nectar? When is the best times to use Nectar? Well, to be honest, I wouldn't really say there is a specific best time. Of course, there is optimal times that you would want to use it where you're going to get maximum value. But to be honest, never save up as much Nectar as I have. If you're saving up that much, you're crazy. It is an incredibly awesome resource. Yes, I just called myself crazy. But you want to make sure you're using this because it pushes your progress so quickly. But optimally, what you want to make sure when you are using your Nectar, you have all of your villagers at home, because Nectar only affects your home village. It does not affect your villagers in the valley or anyone else's villagers in the valley either. So just keep that in mind. Maximizing your effort, have all your villagers at home. The next thing I also want to talk about is events. How do events actually affect the Nectar? Well, to be honest, it doesn't. There's only a certain few events that really do affect the Nectar boosting, and they are the no hunger rewards. Now, there are 3 of them, I believe, in the game. You guys can check out. I did do an events video. If you wish to check that out, I will leave a link down in the description below where you can check out every single event in Everdale. But just if I recall correctly, there are 3 events that will give you no hunger for 24 hours. And what that means is you do not need anyone to produce pumpkins for soup. You do not need anyone in the pumpkin patches. Now, everyone that is doing work, for example, I've got Charles over here on my clay, he will not need to go to get any soup for 24 hours. He will continuously produce clay without having to go and get food. Now, this is by far the best event reward, and I actually had this yesterday. I spent about 200 Nectar yesterday boosting my my villagers because they did not have to go through that process of going from whatever task they're doing to get food and then go back. So saving up your Nectar for an event like that, an event reward like that, is a great idea, and that's what I did. I probably got about 2,000 reputation points yesterday just from using 200 Nectar, which for me is a really good trade. If you guys haven't watched it already, I did a 1 hour Nectar boosting video. How much can I make in 1 hour? I'm actually getting just over 1,000 reputation using 60 Nectar, but I was really optimally using it. I didn't actually have the no hunger when I did that video, so I might do one in the future when I have that no hunger event reward. But that is when you really, really want to push. When you have that 24 hours of no hunger, use as much Nectar as you can. Now, what do you want your villagers to be on when you're using the boost? Well, that really is totally up to you. What I did yesterday is we had quite a lot of tasks involving wood. Now, why wood is a really good thing to boost? Because you have 3 evergroves in your village. Now, if you notice, there's 1, 2, over here, and then 3. So there are 3. You can have 3 villagers producing wood at once. However, every other resource, you can see 1, 2 clay, and 1, 2 stone. So there's only 2 of the other mines, whereas there's 3 wood mines. So producing resources, if you put 3 villagers through on your wood, you are producing wood so incredibly fast with no hunger, then nectar on top of that. If you want to push your progress even harder, of course, you want to make sure you're leveling up your villagers. Warren right here for me is only level 4 at producing wood, but I am planning on getting him up a little bit. You can see my highest is Rhonda on the research, who is level 7, but I'm definitely going to be getting him up. So get that level up, going to produce even more. And then on top of that, of course, we can come through and we can give a potion to them. So for wood, we could give them a woodcutter's tonic, something like that. That is going to produce so much. You can see it's going to be 150% more for 9 hours. So the production, if you drop the potions, if you have the nectar, if you have their level up, and if you have the no hunger, is insanely fast. So I was taking all them big tasks, or whatever you want to call them, ones that were like 400 wood, and even though I can't store 400 wood, you can see maximum is 270. I was producing so much wood so quickly that I was flying through the tasks, and I actually ran out of construction tokens a lot quicker than I was expecting, even though I was going for these massively high resource tasks. So that is how you want to optimally use your nectar. You want to save up for these no hunger events, and then when they drop for 24 hours, get on the game as much as you can and complete as many tasks as you can. Don't go for little tasks that are easy to complete. Pick out the big ones, boost over an hour if you can do it, more if you can, and really put as much nectar into the no hunger event as you can, because it just boosts your progress so fast. I did not realize how good the 24 hours of no hunger is. We've probably had it in our valley maybe 8 or 9 times now since the game came out, and this is the first time I've properly taken advantage of it. So absolutely make sure you are using your nectar first of all, and secondly, use it the best you can. Now, what I found a lot of people doing is, of course, you have your auto tasks every day. We want to make sure we're completing those auto tasks. I believe there is 9 auto tasks every day to complete. And what I find is, what I tend to be low on is these guys right here and these guys right here. Mushrooms and raspberries. I don't really tend to collect them unless I absolutely need them. Of course, they're really handy for dye, but I only actually collect them to make them into dye when I need them for my auto. So getting the mushrooms and raspberries, what I usually tend to do is I'll put a couple of villagers on them. I'll boost for maybe 1 to 2 minutes, which is only going to cost me 1 to 2 nectar, which you can produce really quickly. If we come over here to our nectar fountain, you can see we produce 4 hours to produce one nectar. So to be honest, we're producing quite a lot of nectar every day. So using 1 or 2 here, there, and everywhere just to get some mushrooms and raspberries, I think is a relatively good trade. And it just means you can come on, quickly collect them, and then get going with your next sort of job in the village. So that's another way you probably want to be using your nectar, is just to collect some of these really easy things. I've noticed a lot of people do deforestation, as I like to call it, as well. And I did do this a little bit. You can see around the rim here, I've only got a kind of a rim of 1 block of trees, whereas on this other side, I've got a huge amount of trees. So I've kind of pushed up on the right hand side for the deforestation, and I did boost. I probably used maybe about 20 nectar or so to clear this amount. So to clear the rest, I don't think it would cost that much nectar, especially if you've got all your villagers working on the trees at once. But that's also a way you can use your nectar, and that is going to get you a lot of wood as well. So that does bring me to the end of this video. A nice short, sweet, to the point video. Hopefully you guys, just giving you a little bit of a better understanding on when and why you want to use your nectar. Just a little bit more of an insight into kind of some of these event rewards as well. Definitely the 24-hour boost. Make sure you are using as much nectar as you can. I'm going to keep harking on about it because it's super important here in Everdale. Let me know down in the comments, are you enjoying Everdale? What would you like to see the Everdale team bring to the game in the future? Make sure you subscribe as well if you haven't already. Feel free to check out that 1 hour nectar boosting video. That was definitely a fun one to do. Put a lot of time and effort into that one. So feel free to check it out. Like this video as well if you haven't already. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.